Today I want to go over link building, and I'll try to get through as much as I can, but as you can see, there's probably a lot that I want to talk about. First, start off kind of what are backlinks, why are they important, how or different tools that you could utilize to help build backlinks, because if you're just trying to build them on your own, it's works, but it just becomes a lot more extra work, where if you have some of these tools, it will really make things a lot easier and speed up and let you be more efficient. And not sure why number 4 disappeared on this, but I'll have to fix this presentation. But number 4 was competitor analysis. Let's look at your competitors' backlinks. Everything is really transparent. What I can see everything you're doing in terms of SEO, you can see everything I'm doing on my website. So it really is the best thing is just look at your competition, see what they're doing, and look at their strategies. And then I'll talk about some different strategies on how you can build backlinks on your own. Primarily, number 5, guest blogging, blogger outreach, explain what that is. Brand mentions. So anytime someone mentions your name or your company name, they might not always give you a backlink, which I'll explain what a backlink is in a minute. But if they mention your company name without a backlink, it doesn't really help out that much with SEO. So you want to make sure that anytime someone does that, you could find out, email them, and ask them to give you a clickable link. Broken backlinks. Backlinks change all the time, or websites change all the time. So sometimes you might have a backlink and that page might disappear, it might change. So you have a broken backlink, or your pages might change URLs and they're linking out to an old page, which I'll explain what all that is. Lost backlinks. So just like you get backlinks, you could lose backlinks. Websites disappear, go out of business. So just like you're gaining them, you could also lose them. So finding out which backlinks you lost or your competitors are losing and trying to rebuild those. I'll talk about Ahrefs, which is Help a Reporter Out, which is a website that lets you, essentially lots of PR or lots of people that write for big authoritative sites are looking for experts in their industry. So they're looking for your help, and Ahrefs is going to help you connect with those people and get in some big websites for backlinks. And then I'll talk about some quality standards of the backlinks. Backlinks are really tricky when you are building them. If you build the wrong type of backlinks, it could actually hurt your rankings more than it can help you. So if you are looking at hiring an SEO company, this is going to be helpful so you can actually know what they should be doing in terms of building backlinks and what they should not be doing. Because if they do build the wrong type of backlinks, it will actually hurt your rankings more than it will help you. And then there's some just ethical standards that kind of fall into the quality standards of just doing white hat, black hat SEO, following Google's guidelines, just making sure you're doing everything that Google wants you to do and not doing anything that's kind of deceptive or tricking Google and to getting you rankings. So just be aware, if you are building backlinks, you have to be careful. You don't want to build the wrong type of backlinks. But first off, what are backlinks? I'm sure a few of you might be asking me that question. And again, I want to try to make it dynamic. So if you do have any questions about the slides, let me know. If you have any other questions about other topics, hold off to the end and I'll answer those. Like, see a couple questions coming about YouTube and other platforms. But if you have anything regarding these slides or the presentation today, you can let me know and I'm happy to go over as much as I can. But what are backlinks? Backlinks are clickable links that point to your website. So what that means is if you're reading, let's say, the LA Times or the New York Times, and you see in that website, you're reading it, and then there's a clickable link, and you click on that link, and it takes you off of the latimes.com onto, let's say, my website, SEOoptimizers.com. My website would be getting a backlink from the latimes.com. The more clickable links from other websites that point to you, those are backlinks. So it's called inbound links. You want other websites to link to you. You giving a backlink to somebody else is just helping them out. So you want to make sure that you get clickable links that point to your website. And there are a lot of different ways to build backlinks, which I'll explain all that stuff, but it's really, backlinks help increase your rankings. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's not the easiest, but here's an example. Like this was a website. We're reading this website, and then we get to that blue clickable link at the bottom that says Ivar Seafood Chain. Let's say this is latimes.com. You're reading this article, you click on that link, and then you get taken to ivarseafoodchain.com. ivarseafoodchain.com has a clickable link pointed to them from the latimes.com. So the more clickable links that point to your website, essentially the higher you're going to rank. So I'm going to kind of skip over some of them, but it's important to understand why backlinks are important. So backlinks are very, very important for SEO. Google knows that not anybody, but it's a lot easier nowadays to go onto like WordPress or Shopify or Wix or Squarespace or one of these platforms and build a website. And I could build a website and I could say and I can put keywords all over it, telling Google, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a school. Google's like, hold on, are you really who you say you are? Because we see a lot of websites emerge that aren't really who they say they are. So you need to build trust with Google, letting Google know, I really am who I say I am. I'm not just some fly-by-night company that's going to hack people. Because think about it, over half the internet or half of the websites out there are kicked off Google, like the dark web and all these weird sites that are out there. Google really has to scrutinize every website to make sure that you are really who you say you are. Backlinks are a way to build trust from Google. Google sees other websites talking about you with clickable links. They see that kind of like a vote to your website as a trust signal. And there's a lot of factors that go into that I'll talk about later on. But for now, just imagine the more clickable links that point to your website, the higher you're going to rank. It's kind of like a popularity contest. Again, there's a lot of standards and quality standards that go into it that I'll talk about in a minute. But you just want to get as many backlinks as possible that are good, relevant, authoritative backlinks. They pass on trust because other websites are talking about you. So again, Google knows that you could just go onto your website and make all these changes, and you could say that I'm an SEO company. Google's like, really? Are you who you say you are? It's the backlinks that build that trust. So again, there's a lot, and when I talk about SEO, I like to think of it as like a puzzle. You have to put all the pieces together. If you take some, like optimizing your website is one piece of it, building the backlinks is another piece. If you just do one or the other, you're not going to get those rankings. You might get, you'll move up the search results and you'll start moving up and getting more traffic, but to really get to the top, you need to, again, put all the pieces together. And backlinks are a really, really, really big piece of this puzzle. I would say it's one of the most important aspects where I'm just continuously building backlinks for all my clients, myself, anybody that wants to rank in Google. This is a part of SEO that does not end. You need to consistently build new backlinks. This, again, just builds trust with Google. Google sees that websites are talking about you and consistently talking about you. That shows Google that you're relevant. I mean, if you build all these backlinks and you haven't built backlinks for like a year, Google's going to be like, are you still in business? Why aren't other websites talking about you? So backlinks really are so very important. And ultimately, what backlinks do is they're not going to get you more traffic to your website. They're going to get you higher rankings in Google. And those higher rankings in Google are going to bring more traffic to your website from Google. Backlinks, they're not going to get you more traffic. But ranking higher in Google is going to get you more traffic. And this is what it all comes down to, is building backlinks. I don't really care if anybody ever sees these backlinks I'm building. I'm just building backlinks to get Google to notice me, which is going to get me higher rankings in Google, which is going to get me more traffic indefinitely. So that's really the process behind building these backlinks. And as you can see, like, here's your website in the center. Other websites are talking about you or linking back to you. That's what you want to do to build it, or that's what Google wants to see in terms of an credible website that they want to rank in the search results. Without backlinks, it's going to be really, really tough to build that or to get Google to link out to you. There's a lot of tools to build backlinks. I think I talked about these last time, but a few of the popular ones, unfortunately, they're all paid. There's no free tools like with keyword research and other things like that. They might have, some of these tools might have a free trial. I know this one, Ahrefs, has a $7 trial for 7 days. All these tools, I think, are about $100 a month, give or take. So if you're not an SEO company and you're not doing SEO full time and you're just a business owner, you might not want to buy these, or you might want to just buy it for 1 month and cancel it. If you're doing SEO full time and plan to do SEO full time, transitioning careers, you're going to need one of these tools that's going to help make things a lot easier. So Ahrefs is a great tool. Moz is another great one. I mean, Majestic, Semrush, they're all equally good. You just got to pick one or another. You don't want to just buy all of them. They're all equally good. There's a lot of choices out there. You just pick one and utilize that. All of them have different features and functionality, but for the most part, they all check backlinks. And that's really what we want to utilize. All these other features are nice. Some of them have paid search features or keyword research tools and come with a lot of other stuff. But for now, or for the process of this, for SEO, we just want to look at backlinks. That's all I really care about, well, for now, for today's presentation. And there are a lot of different ways to build backlinks. I mean, the list goes on and on of different strategies. First strategy I always say is, let's just look at your competition. They've done all this work for you, because with SEO, you're not really competing against Google. A lot of people come to me and ask me, how do I beat Google? I want to beat Google. And I mean, we all want to beat Google. That would be the best, but It's not possible because Google has an algorithm that they keep top secret. Nobody knows how it works. The people that work at Google on the search engine, they keep them in separate departments. So even if someone did know how the algorithm worked, they would only know a fraction of or a little bit of it. They're not going to know the full algorithm. And Google's algorithm changes daily. So anyone that says they know it, tomorrow, they're not going to know how it works. I mean, it changes all the time. There's over 300 ranking factor or signals. I forget the exact number, but there's a lot, and it changes all the time. So we're not trying to beat Google. I mean, it would be great if we could beat Google, but what really matters is how do we beat your competition? Because that's what matters. Who's on that first page of Google? That's who you're trying to outrank. You're not trying to beat Google. Beating Google is not possible. I mean, again, it changes every day. You might beat them for one day, but it's going to change. So what we want to do is look at your competition and see what they're doing in terms of everything. I could see all their keywords they're using. I could see everything they've put on their website. I can see all their backlinks, which today I'll explain how we look at their backlinks. But in my other classes, I show you how to look at all their keywords. And because if they're on that first page of Google, they've done all this work for you. You just have to see what their strategy is and how can you acquire those same backlinks. So competitor analysis, first thing I would do is just search in Google and see who shows up consistently and make note of these websites. So I would just, search for your keywords over and over again. Search for your keywords, like multiple keywords. Don't just search for 1 or 2 keywords. Search for like 5 or 10 keywords and start making note of who shows up on that first page of Google. Make note of them and see who shows up there consistently. Just because they showed up once, they might have gotten lucky. You want to see who shows up consistently. This is your competition. Online and offline competition is very different. Anytime I have clients, I ask them, who are your competitors? And I would say over half the time, they're going to give me a list of competitors that are offline competitors, but online, they don't rank for any keywords. And when it comes to SEO, it does not matter if they're a competitor offline. It just matters if they're on that first page of Google, that is your competition. Even if they're not a direct competitor of yours, if they're on that first page of Google, they are your competition, which seems a little weird. Like a lot of clients will come to me saying like, this is not my competition, but if they're on that first page of Google, that is your competition. That's who you have to beat. But I structure it and see, again, who shows up consistently, but also structure it into small, medium, and large. Are they a large company, medium-sized, or small? Make note of them, and then look at yourself. Are you a small website or a small business? Are you a medium-sized business, or are you a large corporation? If you're a small company and you're trying to go after these medium or bigger companies, you could do it, but it's just going to take more time. And it's going to be a lot more work to try to jump into them initially. So you got to compete with someone who's similar in size with you. Don't just try to jump ahead. You got to really understand where you are in your growth cycle, how large are you, how much time and effort can you invest in SEO, and really that's going to let you know who you should target. Don't try to target people that are bigger than you. And if you're a medium-sized company, you can try to target these smaller companies. But you don't want to target these bigger ones if you're not in that level yet. Eventually, you'll build your way up, and then you can target them. But for now, you just want to target people that are similar in size to you. So there's a lot in here. I've kind of covered this last time, so I don't want to dive into too much. But I want to show you different ways to build backlinks. So, competitor analysis. Let me just show you one thing with competitor analysis is let's look at how I can look at your competitors' backlinks. So using these tools, there's a bunch of different tools out there. Sorry, I use Ahrefs. All these tools are great. So you just pick one or another. It doesn't matter which one you use, but I'll use Ahrefs. I don't know if anyone has a website. If you want to throw it in the chat, I'll show you how I would look at the backlinks from a website. So if you want to show me or throw it in the chat, I could show you your backlinks or competitors' backlinks, which might be better depending on how big your website is. So I see Dan through Studio D Merchandise. So I could look at and I see a bunch of other people throwing it in. Sorry, I will do these again, and if you want, utilize one of these tools. They do have trials. I think this Ahrefs one, which is the one I use, Ahrefs, has a $7 7-day trial for $7. So we could see studiodmerchandise.com. So hopefully everyone can see my screen. Let me just make sure. All right, so here is a website, or if this is my competitor, so let's just say this is my competitor, and I was trying to outrank Studio D Merchandise. I would first look at how many backlinks they have, which they have 1,808 backlinks or something around there, give or take. So there's 1,800 backlinks, which is a lot of backlinks. If I saw this, I mean, building 1,800 backlinks is going to take a lot of time, but that's not where I look. I look at how many referring domains, because with backlinks, it could be a little skewed. Some websites, like imagine my website could have 100 pages on it. And if I give you a backlink from each page on my website, you're getting 100 backlinks, but it's only one unique website. So I like to look at how many unique referring domains, because I see some websites that have 1 million pages, and I'll go throw my clients or my competitors in here and I'll see that they have 1 million backlinks. I would never be able to compete with that, but it's really just coming from one website. So it's really how many unique domains, not how many backlinks. Backlinks can artificially be skewed. So still 353 backlinks is a lot of backlinks. So this is my competitor. I could go in there and I could see where their backlinks are coming from, which websites are giving them backlinks. And I could go one by one to each website and try to build backlinks my own, or build those own backlinks. So again, if this is my competitor, this is what I would do, is I would just go here, I would sort it by DR, which is this tool's artificial ranking signal, showing which websites are the biggest, because the bigger the website is, the more SEO value it's going to pass on with that backlink. A backlink from my website, my SEOoptimizers.com website, is a good website, but it's not the same as like a Forbes or a Huffington Post. So the bigger the website, the more SEO value that backlink is going to pass on. So when I'm building backlinks or looking at my competitors, I'm going to start off with the bigger the website or the larger websites, and then scroll down and eventually make my way, because 353 websites is a lot to go through. So start off with the ones that are going to have the most impact, and then work your way down. So I'll just show you an example of a couple pages. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but let's just say, like, I see Chamber of Commerce. I mean, these are backlinks that anybody could build on your own. You just have to join the local Chamber of Commerce and you'll get a backlink. So you can see right here, so if this is my competitor, I would see that Studio D Merchandise has a backlink somewhere on this page. I'm not sure where the backlink is. Let's see if we can find it. Somewhere on this page is a clickable link that points to their website. So if this is my competitor, I would just go to Chamber of Commerce, sign up, create an account, and try to get a backlink myself. I'm not sure where the backlink is. Somewhere on this page, though. I don't want to spend too much time looking for it because we only have 40 minutes, but let's go through, like, I mean, just pick random sites. Like, it doesn't really matter what these are. I'm not sure. So it looks like this might be an article, possibly. So it looks like Studio D Merchandise wrote an article on this website. So if I saw they wrote an article, I would try to figure out, how did they get this article? When was it written? I could see it was in 2018. So if I could reach out to the author, that would be great. But if it's from 2018, 2019, I mean, any of these older sites, it's going to be tough to reach out to them. But I would try to reach out to these websites, see who wrote this, how did they get this backlink, what are they doing, what strategy are they utilizing. So I would just try to get a backlink from that website. I could see PR, so press releases are another way to build backlinks. You write a press release, you can distribute it to these PR distribution sites and get backlinks. So let's see if I can find the backlink on this page. So here it is. So here you can see it says website. So if I click on website, so right now we can see I'm on pr.business/Studio D Merchandise. But if I click on this link, now I'm on studiodmerchandise.com. So you can see I left that one website and now I'm on this other website. So the more clickable links that point to your website, and the higher you're going to rank. They have to be relevant and authoritative sites. That's really what matters. And one by one, I can just go through all these again. I don't want to spend too much on all these backlinks or on all these, because this can take a lot of time to go through all of them. I do see a couple questions. So Lisa was asking, why am I not sorting by Ahrefs ranking? And I am sorting by the ranking, because the bigger the website, the more SEO value. So I'm going to try to go after those bigger sites first. GT was saying Google is penalizing for press release sites. And I haven't seen Google penalize websites for press releases. I mean, backlinks, I would say they're kind of like a stock market. Like, you want to diversify your backlinks. You don't want to just have all your backlinks coming from one source. If all my backlinks were coming from press releases, Google will definitely penalize me. But press releases, every big company, corporations, they always release press releases. Like Target, Walmart, they're always putting content or press releases out. So press releases, they're not bad. It's just if the majority of your backlinks came from press releases, that would look a little strange. You know, like backlinks are kind of like stocks. You want to put all your money into the best stock, but you never know what's going to happen to that company. Same with Google. You want to put all your backlinks into the best type of backlinks, but Google will flip their switch any day and say, oh, we don't like these backlinks, which happened in 2011 and hit a lot of people. So you want to diversify with the backlinks and just have them come from as many different sources as possible. But primarily you want good backlinks, which are backlinks that are relevant to your industry and authoritative sites. Those are kind of like the two standards that go into it, which I'll touch on in a minute or later on in the presentation. But those really are the more important things. And I mean, yeah, there's a lot of different ways to build backlinks. And you could see in these tools, you could download these backlinks, which is a nice part. So if you are trying to, or looking at buying one of these tools, you could buy it for 1 month, download all your competitors, export it, and then you don't have to pay for that. And you just have all this information and go one by one to try to acquire those backlinks on your own time, because 353 backlinks to go after those will take some time. It's not like you're going to be able to just immediately build all those. And let me get back to the presentation. So I see a couple other people asking, like, can you comment on YouTube? Yep, YouTube, you can comment on people's YouTube channels, but those don't really count as backlinks. Yelp is a backlink, and there's a lot of ways to build backlinks. I'll show you the better ways to build backlinks. So there are a lot of different ways and strategies to build backlinks. Probably thousands, tens of thousands of different backlink strategies. Everyone has strategies. Again, some are better than others, like the press releases. Good, not the best, but they're good backlinks. It's not bad backlinks, which that's where you have to be careful, is what type of backlinks are you building to your website? Like, there are, again, a lot of different ways to build backlinks: videos, sponsorships, blogging, infographics, guest blogging. I mean, guest blogging really is the safest way to build backlinks, which I'll show you how you could do that. But let me dive into some link building strategies. So guest blogging, brand mentions, broken links, and lost backlinks. Those are kind of the different strategies I want to talk about today. And Haro, which is, again, there's a lot of different backlink strategies. I don't have time to talk about everything. There are a ton of different strategies out there. These are probably the safer, better ways to build backlinks. So guest blogging is going to be the better way to build backlinks, or the safest way to build backlinks nowadays is blogging on other people's websites. So essentially what you're going to do is, a lot of people blog, like if you have a website, you're probably blogging on your website. And blogging on your website is great in terms of getting new content on your website, because content is so very important. That's why if you are blogging, that's the only reason you're blogging, is to add more content to your website. The more content, the more keywords you can rank for, which is great. But then blogging only takes you so far. I mean, I like to tell people, look at Google Analytics, which I have a whole course on analytics. I did it, I think, 2 weeks ago, and I'll be doing it probably in another couple of weeks. But this is where you can see what's going on in terms of that traffic, where it's coming from, and how you are getting that traffic. But with guest blogging, I like to tell people, look at Google Analytics and see how much traffic is coming from those blog posts. If you're not getting a lot of traffic on those blog posts, it's a lot better to take those blog posts, instead of posting them on your own website, take them and post them on somebody else's website. And you're giving somebody free content. They're going to be happy about that. In exchange for that free content, you're going to get a backlink. This is the way I build backlinks or the majority of my backlinks. Again, I want to diversify, but the majority of my backlinks right now in 2020, I'm building through blogger outreach, guest blogging on other people's websites. So instead of writing on my own blog, which I still update, still highly recommend updating your blog maybe once a month, but you don't have to do it that frequently. Once a month is sufficient, and take those blog posts that you would normally post on your own blog and start pitching other people, seeing if they'd be interested in posting on their own website. This is really tedious. It takes a lot of time, and that's why it's the safest way to build backlinks, because what takes the most time is not going to get spam. Like all these other practices, like press releases, I could just go to PR Web or one of these websites, pay them a couple $100, they'll give me a bunch of press release backlinks. It's not the best backlinks. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. This blogger outreach takes a lot of time, because you're going to be reaching out to blogs and building relationships. That's what I said at the very beginning. Build those relationships. If there's other people in the industry in this course, let people know in this, like, network with one another. It's really going to be beneficial. Like, if I could get another SEO company to link out or let me post a blog post on their website, which I doubt it, they're not going to let me do that because we're direct competitors, but if I could get another company that's related to marketing or digital marketing or TV or commercials, anything about marketing, that would be great. They're not direct competitors. I can reach out to them, pitch them an article, and see if they'd be receptive to posting on their own website. There's a lot that goes into it. You want to make sure it's original content. It's specific for the audience, but this is going to get you a lot of opportunities to build backlinks that you probably never would have thought of, or that your competitors don't have access to. And this is really good for blogger outreach and for finding really relevant websites to link out to you. So the way I like to do this is using advanced search operators. So I'll go into Google and use these things like where you can see it's in URL, then put the word colon, or then use a colon, then in quotation marks, the word guest post, and then put whatever your keyword is. And this is going to be a list of sites that are willing to take a guest blog post about your specific topic. This is a way to find really, really relevant websites. The more relevant the backlink is, the better off you're going to be. Everything comes down to relevancy. Your website needs to be relevant. That's why you put keywords in the right areas to show Google that you're relevant to that specific search. And then the backlinks coming from relevant websites is going to show Google that other people in the industry are giving you a backlink. You must be somewhat relevant. Not completely. Again, you need to build a lot of backlinks over time. I would say if you can build maybe 5 to 10 backlinks a month, that's a good starting point. The more you build, the faster you're going to get those rankings. It really just comes down to your competition. Like Studio D Merchandise, they had 353 backlinks. If that was my competitor, I would try to create an equivalent of that. And not every backlink is treated equally. Some have more SEO value than others, but that's where you kind of have to base it off of. So that's why I tell people usually 5 to 10 is a good starting point. The more you do, the better. And so you can see by putting this in, I have 18,900 websites that will let me give them an article or a blog post about digital marketing. This is probably too many sources, but this is a great way. You can see this is called advanced search operators. You're using these advanced searches in Google. The one that we're using right now is in URL, then a colon, then in quotation marks, guest post, and then you put your keyword after that. And whatever keyword you put after that, that's going to show you websites related to that specific search. And you can put whatever keyword you want in there. You can put 1 word, 2 words, 5 words. You can put whatever you want in there, sentences, paragraph. I mean, probably make it more generalized because, again, I'm an SEO company, I can't reach out to other SEO companies. They're not going to give me a backlink. So I just need to find other people that are related to marketing, not even digital marketing, just marketing. Anything that's semi-relevant, that's really what matters. And then one by one, I'm going to go to these websites, reach out to them. So brand mentions. This is an easy way to get backlinks, or not easy, but easiest way to build backlinks, because a lot of people will talk about your company, but if they don't give you a clickable link, it's not going to help out for SEO. So you have to make sure that when people mention you, like I work with a lot of lawyers, and these lawyers, they'll get mentioned because they're doing some high profile crimes like Fox, KTLA, ABC, all these news websites will mention them, but they don't give them a clickable link. Or if you're doing influencer campaigns and you're giving influencers products, but they're doing just a shout out on Instagram and Twitter, maybe they write a blog post for you, but if that blog post doesn't have a clickable link, it's not gonna help out for SEO. Having a shout out on Instagram is great, but it's not gonna do much in terms of SEO. And Instagram and all these platforms, they're really short lived. Who knows what's gonna happen in a few years? And with the reach dropping on all these platforms, it's really tough. I mean, I love social media. I talk a lot about it in my other classes. Great way to jump into the market, but it is really just tough. It's not as easy. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Just like with SEO, you want to diversify. You want to get traffic from as many different places as possible. Get traffic from SEO, from emails, from social media. If you want to run paid ads, even though I try to avoid them, they will work. They just are expensive, but again, more sources of traffic is not going to hurt you. But brand mentions, when someone mentions your company name and they don't link out to you, you want to find out why, or reach out to that website and get them to link out to you, which is pretty easy. There's these things called Google Alerts. So you set up these Google Alerts, and this is going to alert you anytime somebody mentions your company name. There's a lot of other tools that will set up alerts, but Google will do it for free, so that's pretty nice. The backlink tool that I just showed you, Ahrefs, does backlink or sets up alerts as well. So that Ahrefs tool is pretty nice. It used to just be for backlinks. Now Ahrefs does a lot of stuff like keyword research, tracking your keyword rankings, so you can see how much you've improved or dropped down every single day because your websites fluctuate. But they also do brand mentions. I'll show you Google Alerts, but Google Alerts doesn't work as good as some of these other paid tools, and you kind of get what you pay for. Google Alerts is free, so I would use it first. I mean, it's definitely going to work. It's just not going to show you everything. There's been a lot of tests done, and it shows that Ahrefs and these other alert tools will actually show you a lot more mentions of your company name. And these are quick, easy ways to build backlinks, because as you can see, backlinks do take a lot of time and money invested in them. When you're building backlinks, when I'm reaching out to blogs, they're usually going to ask me to pay to get into that blog. They're not going to just post my article for free. They know I'm advertising. So I'm going to have to pay like $10, $20, $50, $100. And paying for one of these backlink tools, even though they are $100 a month, you can get a backlink or two off of them without having to write articles and pitch it to these websites, which it does take a lot of time. You're emailing hundreds of websites, and out of every 100 websites, maybe one of them will respond yes, one will respond no, the other one's going to respond yes, say yes and pay me. And that's where you kind of qualify, is it worthwhile? How authoritative is this website? Do I want to spend the money on it, or should I hold my budget back and try to get onto some of these free websites, or should I spend my money on these bigger sites because they're bigger, but I have to make sure it is. But brand mentions are a way to build backlinks for free because they've already mentioned you on their website. You're not asking them to add your or mention you again. You're just asking them to make it a clickable link. Or if you see they linked out to your Facebook page or your Instagram page, but they didn't link out to your website, that's not going to help out for SEO. You need them to make sure they link out to your website. That is the most important thing. You want to get as many clickable links from authoritative and relevant websites as possible. So here is Google Alerts. If everyone goes to Google Alerts, or later today, or if you want to take a picture of this, I mean, I will send everyone a copy of this video recording so you can see it again. But this is an alert or an example of alert that I would set up. So I would go to Google Alerts, put my company name in there, or my name. I mean, you could set up alerts for whatever you want. You might even want to put a bunch of misspellings, a plurals, a synonym, well, not synonym, but like the misspellings, because a lot of people might misspell your company name. Or like my name is SEO Optimizers, they might put SEO Optimizer, the singular. So set up multiple alerts for all these. I put quotation marks around mine. That's just making it a phrase match search, which is, again, a kind of advanced search operator. That means I want the word SEO space optimizers has to be that exact order. It could be anything before it or after it, but it has to have the word SEO space optimizers. It could say, I love SEO optimizers, I hate SEO optimizers. It could say whatever you want before and after. This is more like AdWords. If anyone runs paid ads, this is a phrase match keyword, but this is what I would do. Same with your name. Because if I just have SEO optimizers, it's going to show me anytime anyone ever mentions the word SEO, the word optimizers. Doesn't have to be my company name. So quotation marks around it is going to make it a phrase match keyword. It's going to make it more targeted. I also set this up for my name, for a bunch of different stuff. Again, you want to set up as many as you can, because if someone mentions your name or your company name and they don't have a clickable link pointed to your website, email them and you're going to get this alert. Google Alerts will email you anytime anyone mentions you. So as you can see, I set it up so there's a bunch of things. How often? I set it to email me at most once a day. I don't want to have it in real time, because sometimes you might go viral. You did a press release, you're going to get hundreds of notifications. So it's better to get it once a day. That's good. If you want to do once a week, you don't want to get too many notifications, that's fine as well. Sources, I'm just going to have it set on automatic. Language, I'm targeting English speaking websites. Again, everyone's going to be different, so you change it to something else. The region, I'm going to leave it on any region, because anyone that writes about me, I don't care if you're in another country, if you spoke about me, I want them to be alerted. How many results? I want to know all the results. And then I set the delivery to my email address or whatever you want to set it to, and create that alert. And then Google will notify you anytime someone mentions you. And if you do have other questions, I see a few other questions coming in. I'll try to get to these questions. If not, thank you for coming out. But if you do have any questions I might have missed, if you want to throw it in the chat again, since a lot of stuff came up, I might have missed some of it. But I see a few questions like, Dan, is a link from a site that gets less traffic than yours worth anything? And yep, 100%. I don't care about traffic. I care about relevancy. That's all that matters. If I'm paying for a backlink, then I'm going to look at how much traffic is it getting. Because backlinks, I'm not getting traffic off these backlinks. I don't care about traffic. I care about backlinks to get me ranked higher in Google. I know, I see Gwen said this is kind of confusing. I'm sorry, I know backlinks are a little tricky. If you come to that 5-hour class, I really have a lot more time, and I don't. This is more kind of advanced strategy, so some of it might have gone a little trickier, so I'm sorry about that. But if you come to that 5-hour class or keep coming, I do more basic ones. This one is just showing you more advanced ways, because The more advanced strategies are going to get you better, safer quality backlinks. That's going to help out in the long run, get you more overall rankings in Google, and that's going to get you more traffic from the search results. And I see GT was asking, would you suggest using your own name as a domain to rank factor on Google or blog posts? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but you want to just get other people to give you clickable links. It doesn't matter how you build those backlinks. I mean, you want to build quality backlinks, but you just want to make sure that you're getting backlinks from niche relevant authoritative sites. Nate is asking, is it better to have unique articles? Yes. So if you're pitching these websites and you're giving them duplicate content, they're not going to take that. It has to be 100% unique. In my paid class, I show you ways around that where you don't have to write a unique article for everybody, because there are a lot of ways to get around that. But if you're writing articles, you have to make sure it's 100% unique. If it's duplicated or copied from another website, they're not going to take that, because it has to be original content. And Deborah, can you show us again the main things you do to get backlinks? So yeah, I don't have time to go over them. If you come to that full day class, I have time to go over to all of them. But I mean, if I went over it, it would take a lot longer. I don't think everyone wants to sit there right now. See a lot of people dropping off, but I'm happy to show other strategies, but these are the safest way to build backlinks, the best way to build backlinks. Rachel is asking, where do we put the backlinks in WordPress? So you're not putting backlinks on your website, you're asking other people to give you backlinks, Rachel. So you have to reach out to other websites and ask them to give you a backlink pointing to your website. You adding backlinks on your WordPress or whatever platform you're on is not going to help you out. You need to have other people giving you backlinks. The more clickable links that point to you,